Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Today I wanted to talk about abortion, and it's a very touchy subject to many, I know. Well, what I'm going to do is share a friend's story, and she wants me to share it with everybody, and she hopes that it helps someone else out there. She has told me it's very hard for her to talk about it, and it was really hurting her when she told me the story. So here is her story, and I hope it helps somebody out there. And this is as she tells it. I am one of the many, many women who have done this thing called abortion. I'm too ashamed of myself and what I did to say my name. My abortion was legal, having occurred shortly after Roe versus Wade passed. Just because it was legal wasn't a good excuse to have an abortion. I have regretted it every day since, and keep in my mind when my baby would have been born. After the thing was done, I felt devastated. I knew what I'd done, and it was something very wrong. I'm going to tell you what it was like. I wasn't married at that time, and morally speaking for me, that was an important thing. But my main thing was the embarrassment I would suffer at the hands of my coworkers. Having the abortion was a one-sided thing. I only cared about myself and how I would feel if I kept the pregnancy. My decision to undergo this procedure was selfish, entirely selfish. When I had symptoms of pregnancy, I went to my doctor and they told me I was pregnant. I remember saying, "Oh no." They went on and told me, "You don't have to go through this pregnancy." I said, "I don't." They assured me that I didn't and gave me a referral to an abortion clinic. I went to the clinic and was told I had to go in for a counseling session to make sure I didn't want the pregnancy and that I understood what the procedure was. So I saw the counselor and was assured that I made the right decision in ending the pregnancy. At no time was I told exactly what was going to happen, nor that I was, in fact, ending a life. Also, at no time was I told that the life growing within me was a baby. Nor did they tell me how I might feel after the thing was done. As far as the clinic was concerned, it was just a glob of unwanted tissue, like a tumor, and needed to be removed. I was taken to the room where the abortions were done and laid on the table, as if I was having an exam by a GYN. They put some tubes in my vagina. They said to dilate my cervix. I wasn't prepared for the intense pain that they had caused. Then the abortionist put in a suction device and sucked out the contents of my uterus. This was terribly painful too, causing my uterus to spasm hard. After maybe 15 minutes, it was over. They removed all the tubes and suction thing and sat me up. I didn't see the remains of my pregnancy, my baby. They sat me in a chair in the waiting room and gave me a glass of orange juice and a couple of cookies. And then it started. The pain. A pain so deep in my soul, not a physical pain, a pain I can't describe. As my boyfriend and I drove home, I felt totally empty, an emptiness I never felt before, an indescribable empty hole. I felt as if I had sinned greatly, and an unforgivable sin. I committed murder. I violated one of God's laws. My boyfriend and I married several months later. 5 years later, I became pregnant again, only to lose the baby in a spontaneous miscarriage. I felt as if I was being punished for the sin that I committed all those years ago. It didn't matter how many women came forward and told me they had miscarriages and it was normal. Even my doctor told me it was God's way of dealing with a blighted ovum. A blighted ovum. The baby within me was a blighted ovum. Once again, I fell into the black hole of self-incrimination. A few years later, I became pregnant again and went on to birth one, then more children. I felt as if God had forgiven me as I had prayed He would, but the memory of that sin I committed never went away. Every year, I remember when my baby would have been born. My soul told me it was a girl, and my soul also told me that my baby forgave me. Even today, as I think about her, I cry. This is the hardest thing I've ever opened myself up to admit. Until the day I die, I will never stop crying and regretting what I did. I don't know how many other women who had an abortion regret their choice. I just know that I regret mine and will live with the pain and trauma to my soul for the rest of my life. I'm so sorry what I did to you, my precious little baby. I hope you all enjoyed listening to her story, and it is our hope that it helps somebody out there. We are not the judge or the jury. We can only offer is love and support to the ones that have made this choice. Please, please do not use this as a form of birth control. This is not what it was meant for. And I'm going to leave you with this quote. I will always wonder who you would have been. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon. Stay safe. Goodbye.